Championship will be hosted here. The Caribbean will dominate the 4x1s, 4x2s, 4x4s. We expect to do that. All right. 4x8s, medleys. You know, European countries will play a big role in that. All right. But the Caribbean has simply been the most outstanding, dominant factor in sprint events, 1 to 4. The U.S. is always a monster. Is always a monster in all relays. All right. However, as you can see of late, I think the Caribbean region have dominated the U.S. in events. Who's going to beat Jamaica in the 4x1? Not the U.S. The Bahamas upset the U.S. in the 4x4, and I must say, we have many more 400-meter runners. All right, that we can put in place to defend our championship. See, intention, my man. I won't sit here and say, well, maybe the U.S. is going to beat us. Our plan is to defeat them in the 4x4. That's our plan. And our plan extends beyond that. Beyond that. Right now, we have in training a women's mile relay team that we expect to be on the podium in Rio in 2016. We've been working on this for quite some time, and I can promise the public that come Rio 2016, they'll see a Bahamians women's mile relay team on the podium. That's our intention. Well, Nigeria has been coming on strong, but the question is, how firm is Nigeria's commitment to its program? That's the question. And we'll see it on the track. But I'm saying, how deep is their commitment to the sport? 100 million people. Nigeria should be and can be the top dominant track and field country in the world if they were committed to that. We, the Bahamas, if we had a quarter of that population, we would defeat America in most events. Because it's a matter of what are you committed and dedicated to do. All right? Our commitment is clear.
Wow, that's a challenge being thrown to authorities in Nigeria around commitment to a program that will see us returning as champions in athletics, particularly in the relays. Bambo has joined me now. Bambo, I mean, it's throwing a challenge. You spoke to him.
Yes.
That's the man from the Bahamas.
Yes. Harrison
Peyton. What can you tell us about returning to the glory days of the relays? And of course, also a preview of the World Relays that will be starting in a couple of days.
Yeah, well, it's fascinating because Nigeria has won 13 medals in the Olympics in athletics, and 8 of those medals were in the relays. So we have a very storied history in the relays. But the problem that we're not winning at the moment, the reason is that we're not producing fast sprinters. So if you don't have if you don't have 3 or 4 guys who can run 10 seconds, 3 or 4 girls who can run 11 seconds, they're not going to win relay medals. You know, so at the moment we have Maurice Green as the relay coordinator. We're looking to see what the Team Nigeria is going to do at the World Relays in the Bahamas this weekend. I would say our best chance is probably in the 4x400 meters. We have a couple of girls there, Bukola, and then also Omolara Omotosho, who can run 51 seconds. Regina George can run 50 seconds. So they may get close to a medal. I'm not sure about the other teams until we see, for example, Blessing can run under 11 seconds. Until we have 2 more sprinters who can get close to 11, then it will be hard for us to get medals in 4x1.
All right, what do we expect from the World Relays starting in a couple of days?
Well, it's an exciting new competition. It's the first time it's ever been done. It's going to be an annual competition. It's being held in the Bahamas on Saturday and Sunday. I'll be there live reporting on the competition.
Okay.
So it's something that Nigeria really should put a lot of focus on, because if we're going to start winning Olympic medals again, we need to win what we used to win, which is relay medals. So this should be the beginning of a new phase for Nigeria.
Turnaround.
Let's start focusing on training up a lot of athletes who can help us win relay medals. even if we don't win something this weekend, let's look at the World Relays next year. Let's look at the Olympics in 2 years' time.
Commonwealth Games even.
Exactly.
Later this year. Before we close the show, let's talk about Blessing very quickly. We just saw some pictures of Blessing, and I'm sure you follow, because I saw you were tweeting about Blessing all through the weekend.
Yes.
What I mean, how impressed were you with what Blessing did? Event record in 200, event record in the long jump.
Well, I mean, Blessing is a spectacular athlete. I don't think we fully appreciate how good of an athlete Blessing is. Blessing right now is the closest that track and field has to a Carl Lewis, an athlete who can run 100, 200, long jump and win them all in the same competition. That is the closest right now athletics has to a Carl Lewis. So if she continues the way she's going and she stays injury free, I'm really excited about what Blessing can do at the Rio Olympics. But this year already, she's firing on all cylinders. What she did most impressively in Shanghai was that she won the long jump and the 200 meters on the same day, which shows that she's recovering better. She's building her strength for the main competition, major competitions. Like last year in the World Championships, she won the silver in the long jump, but she wasn't able to recover on time for the 100 meters the following day. So she only came sixth in the 100 meters the following day.
Able to win a bronze in the 200.
A few days later, she won bronze in 200 meters. So this really bodes well for Blessing. If she can keep putting together double performances like that on the same day at the Diamond League meets, then we should really look Commonwealth Games. Hopefully she can pick up 2 or 3 medals, and that can be a springboard for the World Championships next year and the Olympics in 2016.
As we wrap up our discussion, Bambo, is there the fear? Do you have the fear that we could burn her out if, as Tunde said, we put all our hopes of medals on Blessing, tournament in, tournament out, year in, year out?
Well, Blessing is trained and managed by a world-class team in California, one of the top track clubs in the world, and it's sponsored by Nike. So they know exactly what they're doing with her. She's in good hands, and it's things like in Shanghai, competing in 2 events on the same night. They're trying to test her. They're building her up because they know that in a couple of years at the Olympics, if she wants to compete in the 100, 200, and long jump, they want her to be strong enough to be able to do it. So I don't think we should worry too much about putting too much pressure on her. Blessing is 6 years in the making. Let's not forget, she won a long jump bronze in the Olympics in 2008. And this is 6 years of development we're witnessing. We have a lot more athletes and talent in Nigeria, but we need to be able to see 6 years in the future. And if we start training these athletes now, then by 2020, the Tokyo Olympics, we can have a lot more Blessings.
Bambo, thank you so much for your time. We wish you a very safe trip to the Bahamas.
Thank you for having me.
All right. So that's how we have to wrap it up on Sports Tonight this Tuesday. And of course, end it by saying a very big thank you to you for watching. We'll see you again tomorrow. Bye-bye now.